Before you listen to this message, I want you to ask yourself one question. What if the thing you've been searching for your entire life isn't success, but connection? Stay until the end, because the final lesson might change the way you see love, relationships, and your future forever.
I've sent rockets to space. I've built cars that drive themselves. I have dreamed of putting 1 million people on Mars. I have stared into the void of the universe and whispered, "I'm coming for you." But there is one mission, one single terrifying, beautiful mission that I have never been able to complete, finding the woman who stays. Not the woman who stays for the cameras, not the woman who stays for the headlines, not the woman who stays for the bank account, the woman who stays when the lights go off, when the factories are burning, when X, is exploding, when the whole world is screaming my name, and not in a good way. Dear future wife, if you're listening right now, this letter is for you. And if you found it, it's time. You know, people think they know me, they really do. They think Elon Musk is a machine, a robot, an algorithm dressed in a black t-shirt running on caffeine and ambition, and honestly, some days, they're not entirely wrong. I have spent 20-hour days inside factories. I have slept on production floors with nothing but a sleeping bag and a dream. I have missed birthdays, I have missed holidays, I have missed moments that no amount of money will ever buy back. And people say, but Elon, you're worth $200 billion, you can buy anything. Can I buy back the first time my child said dada and I wasn't there? Can I buy back a Sunday morning where someone who loves me is making terrible pancakes? And I mean terrible pancakes, and I'm sitting there pretending they're the best pancakes in the history of pancakes. Can I buy back a quiet Tuesday night where nothing happens, where absolutely nothing happens, where the most exciting event of the entire evening is arguing about what show to watch? No, I can't, because the richest man in the world is still bankrupt in the places that matter most. And I've never said that out loud before. So, future wife, wherever you are, that's your first gift from me. Honesty, raw, unfiltered, uncomfortable honesty. Let me tell you something that the magazines won't print, something the podcast won't clip, something that no interview has ever captured. Every relationship I've ever had didn't fail because of the other person. It failed because of me. There, I said it. Not because I'm a bad person, not because I'm cruel, not because I don't have love inside me. I have so much love inside me that sometimes it feels like a SpaceX rocket with no launch pad, all this fuel, all this fire, and nowhere safe to land. My relationships failed because I didn't know how to be present. I was always in the future, always 10 years ahead, always thinking about the next factory, the next launch, the next breakthrough. And the woman sitting across from me at dinner, she wasn't asking for the future, she was asking for right now. Elon, can you put the phone down? Elon, can you look at me? Elon, can you just be here? And I would nod. I would say yes. And then my mind would drift to a Raptor engine design or a Neuralink interface or a production bottleneck in Gigafactory, Texas. I was building the future for 8 billion people while destroying the present for the one person who actually loved me. Future wife, I need you to understand this. Not because I'm making excuses. I'm making a promise, the promise that I've learned, that the scars have taught me something, that the failures have finally rewired something inside this overcomplicated brain of mine. The world thinks Elon Musk needs a supermodel, a genius, a billionaire match, someone who can speak 5 languages and run a Fortune 500 company and look flawless on a red carpet. No. You want to know what Elon Musk actually needs? I need someone who will tell me to go to sleep. That's it. That's the job description. I need someone who will walk into my home office at 2 a.m., see me hunched over a laptop with 17 tabs open and cold coffee that's been sitting there since Thursday and say, Elon, bed now. The Mars colony can wait until morning. I need someone who will laugh at me, not with me, at me, when I say something ridiculous, and I say ridiculous things daily. I need someone who will look at me with those eyes and say, did you seriously just say that? I need someone who will fight with me, not about money, not about fame, but about the dishes, about who forgot to take out the trash, about why I bought another company without telling her first. Normal fights, beautifully normal fights. I need someone who doesn't need me. Read that again. I need someone who doesn't need me, because everyone in my life needs something from me. Investors need returns, employees need direction, the public needs entertainment, governments need technology, everyone needs. But my future wife, I want her to be so complete, so whole, so absolutely full of her own purpose and passion and fire, that when she chooses to be with me, it's not because she needs to be, it's because she wants to be. That's the most attractive thing in the universe. A woman who could walk away at any moment and chooses to stay. I actually wrote this on paper with a pen. I know, shocking. The tech guy used a pen, but some things deserve to be analog. Dear future wife, if you're reading this, then something extraordinary has happened. Not extraordinary like landing a rocket on a drone ship, I've done that. Not extraordinary like building a car that drives itself, done that too. Extraordinary like I found you, or maybe you found me. Maybe you walked into a room and didn't care who I was. Maybe you looked at me and saw the tired eyes, the awkward jokes, the man who doesn't know how to stand normally in photographs. Maybe you saw all of that and thought, not that's the richest man in the world, but that guy looks like he needs a hug. And maybe you were right. I want you to know what you're signing up for. Because I believe in informed consent. Even in love, you're signing up for a man who will sometimes disappear into his work like it's a black hole. A man who will have ideas at 3 a.m. and will want to talk about them right now. A man who will probably name your pet something weird, like orbital decay or thrust vector. I'm sorry in advance. You're signing up for a life that will be watched, photographed, commented on, judged by people who don't know us, will never know us, and yet will have very strong opinions about us. But you're also signing up for a man who will look at you like you're the only planet worth landing on. A man who will build you things, not buy you things, build you things. A man who, when he loves, loves with the intensity of 1,000 rocket engines. I will mess up. I will forget anniversaries. I will probably try to optimize our wedding with a spreadsheet. I will say the wrong thing at the wrong time in front of the wrong people. But I will never, ever, ever stop trying, because you are my final mission, not Mars, not AI, not neural interfaces. You are the mission I cannot fail. And if I do fail, if I stumble, if I fall, if I revert to my old patterns, I need you to grab me by the shoulders, look me in the eyes and say, remember the letter, Elon. Remember what you promised. And I will remember every single time with everything I have and everything I am. Elon, P.S. I'm serious about the pancakes, even if they're terrible, especially if they're terrible. People ask me to define love, and they expect some poetic Shakespearean answer, some grand metaphor about stars and galaxies and cosmic destiny. But I'm an engineer. So let me define love like an engineer. Love is a sustained chemical reaction that defies entropy. Everything in the universe moves toward disorder. Everything breaks down, everything decays, stars die, galaxies collapse, time itself will eventually run out. But love, real love, it moves in the opposite direction. It builds, it creates, it organizes chaos into something meaningful. It takes two separate, broken, complicated human beings and says, you together are greater than the sum of your parts. That's not just poetry, that's physics. And if the universe is moving toward disorder, then love is the most rebellious act in existence. Love looks at entropy and says, not today. Future wife, you and I, we are going to be the most rebellious force this universe has ever seen. I'm afraid there. The man who wants to colonize Mars is afraid. I'm afraid that I'm too broken, that too many relationships have left too many cracks, and no matter how much I try to fill them with work and ambition and missions to space, the cracks are still there, waiting, ready to split open at the worst possible moment. I'm afraid that I don't know how to be normal, that I've been extraordinary for so long that I've forgotten how to be ordinary. And relationships, real relationships, require ordinary. They require boring. They require showing up on a random Wednesday with nothing to offer except yourself. I'm afraid that the world has turned me into a character, and somewhere underneath that character, the real Elon is suffocating. And what if my future wife falls in love with the character and doesn't recognize the man underneath? I'm afraid of silence. Not the silence of space, that silence I understand. I'm afraid of the silence between two people who have run out of things to say. The silence that fills a bedroom like smoke. The silence that means it's over. But here's what I've learned about fear. Fear and excitement are the same chemical reaction. The only difference is the story you tell yourself. I'm choosing to tell myself a new story. I'm choosing to say that these fears don't mean I'm broken. They mean I'm ready. Because only someone who is truly lost can truly appreciate what it means to find. Future wife, I don't know your name yet. I don't know your face. I don't know if you're listening to this right now or if you'll discover it years from now in some corner of the internet. But whenever you find this, hear my vows before the vows. I vow to put down my phone when you're talking, even if the stock market is crashing. Even if Twitter is melting down. Even if NASA is calling, you come first. Period. I vow to be present. Not just physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually present. When I'm with you, not on Mars, not in the future, right here. I vow to be honest, even when honesty is ugly, even when it would be easier to lie, even when the truth might start a fight that lasts 3 days. Honesty, always. I vow to protect your peace. The world will try to steal it. The cameras, the headlines, the chaos. They will come for your peace like wolves, and I will stand between you and every single one of them. I vow to laugh every single day, even on the bad days, especially on the bad days, because laughter is the one thing that entropy cannot touch. I vow to stay, not because it's easy, not because it's convenient, not because the world is watching, but because you are my home, and you don't leave home, and I vow to eat the pancakes every single time. So here we are, at the end of a letter that was never supposed to be written by a man who was never supposed to say these things, in a world that expects Elon Musk to talk about rockets and AI and electric cars, not about love and fear and terrible pancakes, but that's exactly why I'm saying it, because the bravest thing I've ever done is not launching Falcon Heavy. It's not building Tesla from nothing. It's not buying Twitter on a whim. It's not dreaming of Mars. The bravest thing I've ever done is standing here in front of the world and admitting that I am incomplete without love, and not just any love, your love, future wife. I don't know when our paths will cross. Maybe they already have and I was too blind to see it. Maybe you're a stranger I'll meet tomorrow. Maybe you're someone who's been in my life all along, waiting for me to wake up. But whenever it happens, however it happens, I want you to know one thing. I have been preparing for you. Every failure taught me what not to do. Every heartbreak taught me what matters. Every sleepless night, every lonely morning, every moment of doubt. They were all building something. They were building the man who would finally be ready for you. And I am ready, not perfect, not fixed, not some idealized version of a partner that doesn't exist, just ready. Imperfectly, beautifully, stubbornly ready. So future wife, when you find this letter, when these words reach your eyes and your heart and that place deep inside you that knows, it's time to stop searching. It's time to stop wondering. It's time to stop asking the universe for a sign. This is the sign. I'm here.